Hello guys, and welcome to episode 19 of my Civilization Beyond Earth playthrough, playing as INTEGR on Rising Tide. And today, well, I have to say it again, we are continuing our war with the Franco-Iberians. It seems to be becoming a trend. It has been for the past, I don't know how many episodes now, probably 10 to 12 episodes. But anyway, it will continue for quite a while, I expect, until they are pretty much wiped off the face of the planet. But anyway, let's see what we want to do with this trade convoy. I don't think we should leave it sitting around any longer, so I am probably just going to set it up as an internal trade route. Trading with Palatine is just pointless now, so let's instead go to like Entwicklung to help that out, because currently Entwicklung is starving, so they could use some food. Let's just fortify until healed the Hellion. I'm going to probably set this Herald to air intercept, and this worker can continue down to the pillage tiles. Okay, let's move on to the next turn, I think. And that seems to be everything done. Yep, nothing else to do. Although, an American Viper getting very close to Weltgeist. Utama actually just made peace with Brasilia, which is not good. The two largest players peacing out with each other. That means that Brasilia can actually focus on me now. We're going to give Pan Asia this agreement so that we get 15 diplomatic capital per turn. And for our production in Hochberg, we're going to go for the recycler. I'm going to get plus 15 city strength from command centers, I think, instead of the covert agent. Definitely favourable in this kind of game, especially where I'm not really using covert agents very much. We're going to upgrade our Herald there. And how are we going to deal with this one that's very close to Weltgeist? Well, I think what we can do is possibly move this Arbiter back into Weltgeist. We'll attack it with that. We'll also attack the Viper with Weltgeist itself and the Overseer. And then we can finish it off with a Herald. Okay, over here we want to fortify until healed. My Sabres are both in range to attack Ainsa, so we're going to set them up for ranged attack. This Vortex can heal up, I think. And this Herald can move to Liqueur this turn. I think I might also send one up to Weltgeist, and we'll get the one in Fidel to move to Liqueur as well. Nothing really else to attack at the moment. Right, let's heal up that Whisper. We'll air intercept with the Herald currently in Liqueur, and I'll heal up that Hellion. Heal up that one as well. And we'll fortify that Prime Nanohive and put this Prophet on alert. I'm going to move this Hellion past Vector. And we have our Lasercom satellite to fire. So, I do kind of want to put it over my settlement with the most science. Weltgeist 33.5. Wow, 39. Okay, in Gran Exito, I think that's probably the highest. But we do have this TACnet hub here in the way, so I am just going to delete that. And we'll put a Lasercom satellite over Gran Exito. That will increase the science production of that settlement, and also push forwards our quests. So, Promised Land, that quest objective has been updated. You can pause and read that if you want. The one we need to concentrate on is Emancipation. Finally, after all these years, we have regained contact with our homeworld, yet the victory is bittersweet. Speaking with Earth, it's clear how little has changed. Those poor souls. They cannot comprehend the glory that awaits them. So now we need to research hypercomputing, but we're already on it, so that's really good. Obviously it's still going to take 20 turns, which is not ideal at this point in the game. But it looks like this Viper didn't die, so we'll finish it off with our second Herald in Weltgeist. And my Overseer can now move up, and so can the Prophet. So that's pretty much all of America's forces around Weltgeist dealt with. Over here, I'm going to retreat my Whisper and my Vortex because, like, I was thinking about taking over this settlement, but if there's nothing actually in the settlement defending it, there's not much point, because what will happen is they will just take it back off me after I put a military unit in there, and I'll lose the military unit for free. So we're just going to move it back and fortify that. This Prime Nano Hive isn't needed near Weltgeist now, so we'll move that down to Gran Exito. And we can move swiftly on to the next turn, I think. A Geliopod has moved into range of Liqueur. And now it's time to move on Ainsa. So let's get my Hellions to move up. This Hellion can fortify. This Herald can go on to air intercept. Same with that one. We'll fortify the Overseer in the settlement. And this Arbiter, we're actually going to move out so that I can put my Whisper in there and heal it in a couple of turns. Do I want to continue to move this on? I don't think I do, so we're just going to move it there and probably fortify that, and I'm going to leave the Prophet on the land there in that sort of choke point. We'll keep the Whisper near Vespada along with the Vortex here in order to help defend that, and my Herald in Liqueur can wait for orders to attack Ainsa. Right, let's see what damage we can do to Ainsa. I basically need to get all these units up now, surrounding it. We'll put that Herald on air intercept, and this Herald is full health, but we're not going to use it to attack Ainsa this turn, so that we don't lose any strength. So we'll put it onto air intercept, and that one can sleep until healed. We'll move up the Prime Nano Hive. And at Entwicklung, we're going to now work on a Vivarium, I think, because currently we're really low on food in Entwicklung, and we need that to keep growing. We can use Entschluss to attack the Scarab, so I'm going to do that. And that is all, I think, for this turn, so we'll move on to the next one. Oh, I forgot to kill off the Geliopod, didn't I? Well, at least they didn't attack my sabers, because that would have been pretty bad. So I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with all this. But we have updated one of our quests. Charged, and that's to build one launch complex building, and now we need to launch 2 of any orbital unit. So maybe another TACnet hub. At Demut we're going to get the command center though. And what's this? A Brazilian Dragoon with a Brazilian colonist. I think we need to do something about that. Let's move down this Whisper and Vortex, and maybe we can start attacking that. Okay, I'm actually going to use the Heralds to kill off the Geliopod. We'll use one Herald to possibly attack the Evolved Immortal. Let's hit Ainsa again with the Sabres, because that's all they can attack anyway. We can work around that. So I would use the Hellions to attack Ainsa, but I don't think in this turn is a good idea, because there is an evolved immortal we have to work around. And at the moment that is quite a pain. So let's fix up these pillage tiles before they drive me mad. And I'm going to fortify that nanohive. We shall alert that vortex. And we do have 457 diplomatic capital. I think possibly purchasing a new unit would be a good idea at the moment. So what do we want to buy? We can pretty much buy anything. I'm thinking either an educator to help us siege these cities better, or maybe another Hellion, or even an evolved CNDR. It's going to take a much more of a beating, so we're actually going to go for that, and it looks like we can already increase the strength of that, so we're going to do so. Hostile aliens near Blauvold. That must mean there's another nest on the sea somewhere here. Ah, there it is. Let's take that out. This explorer can get an alien ripper. Okay. Not exactly what I was looking for, but fine. Oh, there's a Franco-Iberian explorer here that was revealed by the ripper. If I bring this arbiter back, we can actually destroy that. I think it might be going for this alien skeleton, which is not what I want. We'll keep this prime nanohive on the move, and then we'll next turn it. So my evolved CNDR, which is fortified, actually taking the beating, which is good. And we're going to upgrade these sabers. Attack Ainsa again. And I think if I move down here, we can probably find this explorer. Yes, we can. Move up here and attack the Dragoon. We can't attack with the vortex, so I'm going to move the vortex to where I think it's probably heading. Then tell that to do nothing. We can move up the arbiter and the vortex and my whisper. Now it's fully healed. Fortify that overseer and put the arbiter on alert for now. Same with the vortex. Get the evolved CNDR to the front line. And now I think it's time to take over Ainsa. If I attack with all these units and my heralds, I think we can take it over. But then I still need to be wary of this evolved immortal. So what I'm actually going to do instead is take out the evolved immortal with everything I got. You can move that Hellion up then and attack next turn onto Ainsa. Awesome. At Weltgeist, I think I'm now going to work on the feed site hub there, although actually getting the Denner Nursery is probably a good idea because we do have 32.98 science there, and getting an extra 10% is an extra 3 science, which is good. In Eintracht, we're probably going to get the command center to strengthen that a little bit more. Same in Vector, and At Entschluss, we're actually going to get the trade depot to increase our production first of all. So let's repair that improvement, and we're going to alert that profit. And I think everything's fine. So let's move on to the next turn. Although we do need to move this arbiter still, so let's get that down towards the explorer. Oh, not sure where's my camera's going.
Le commerce fonctionne quand on comprend l'autre.
Elodie offering me peace, 3 technologies and prosperity. This will not work for me, thank you very much. So Mahelian going to die for the cause. Kind of expected that to happen. Didn't expect Brasilia to start bombarding Demut though, especially with a Dragoon in range. That's not looking good. Pretty scary actually. A mine has been destroyed. Oh dear. Right, let's take care of Ainsa now. We can hit it with my sabers again. We can attack with the heralds. Less than ideal really, but it has to be done. Then we can attack with the Hellion and this Hellion as well. And then I might have to use the Prime Nanohive. Well, let's just actually use the profit to take the city so that we don't lose the better units to a recap.
Bonjour, mon ami.
So that's given us an extra 1,000 war score. And we might be able to take a couple of decent technologies now. We definitely can. But whether or not we want to just yet is a different thing entirely. We can see they've discovered nanotechnology, which is not good at all. Means they're much closer than I am to the victory. I think we're going to wait until we take prosperity though. Right, let's just set up that nanohive. Gonna move that evolved CNDR in the way of the road. Move that nanohive down. Gonna get this vortex to come across a little. Move that whisper out of sight and attack the Dragoon again. At Hochberg, we're going to now work on the clinic. And at Ainsa, I will have to get the trade depot going, I think. So only 2 turns until we restore health from Fidel. Gonna next turn it. Didn't mean to move my CNDR there. We can move this Whisper up though. That Ripper's not going to be able to do very much. So we're just going to put that onto alert. I'm going to tell the Explorer to do nothing for now. Let's kill off this Ripper with Blauvold. And that's everything. Okie dokie. Next turn we can buy another unit with Diplomatic Capital. Alien Ripper versus an alien drone. Well, there you go. So finally the air interception actually working. Although it looks like this Dragoon is going to attack Weisheit. that raider's going to go through, and it looks like the Dragoon might take Weisheit. Not in this turn. Wow, okay. That's not good. And Reginaldo de Alencar has also made progress towards Promised Land victory and Emancipation victory. Hopefully he goes for Promised Land because that takes the longest. So that Dragoon going to get hit by my settlement. We're also going to hit it with both the Heralds because we don't need the air intercept as long as there's no military units nearby. Right, and then I can move the Evolved CNDR onto that tile. Great. We can also now destroy that Explorer. We're going to fortify our own, and I'm also going to sleep until healed my Ripper. For whatever reason, Brasilia thought it'd be a good idea to set up a settlement just there, so I'm going to destroy that if I can, although I can't. Okie dokie. I'm going to need a military or melee unit now then to take that. Let's purchase one at Demut. If I move the Manticore out of Demut, we can actually purchase a Prophet. I guess that's pretty much all we need, isn't it? Nice and cheap. And at Weisheit, we're going to now work on an Evolved CNDR. At Entwicklung, we're going to get the Farmer Lab, and at Liqueur, not sure what I want to use these Heralds for. I think I'm just going to put them on Air Intercept or Sleep Until Healed, because I think that's just going to be a lot more useful. We'll get the Evolved CNDR back into Liqueur for now as well. So what I can do is move up that Saber. We can move up this Prime Nanohive. I can move up this Saber towards Prosperity. Going to fortify that Evolved CNDR. We'll continue attacking Axiom. Might move this forwards and attack the Marauder. Seems like a good idea. Let's fortify these Hellions to heal them up. Same with the Prophet. And this Worker can head towards the last pillage tile to fix that up. So we're not going to aggressively attack the Franco-Iberian Evolved Immortal. We're going to let them attack me. Whilst we bombard Prosperity and take that from them. If I can, I might actually purchase another Herald at some point. Oh, what I could do actually is move my Heralds over from Weltgeist to Weisheit and Demut so that we can defend easier against ground units that attack us. So far we're all good though. Unless a fully healed Dragoon decides to go and attack my Vortex. Well, isn't that frustrating? Well, at least we can probably take over that settlement next turn. Assuming my Prophet doesn't die, of course. Let's set up that Saber for a ranged attack. This Whisper can get more strength, and my Arbiter can actually now target the striker because it's weaker. I'll upgrade my Herald, put that onto Air Intercept, fortify the Overseer, Air Intercept with that Herald as well. And we'll bring a couple of these Heralds over to Demut. We'll keep one in Weltgeist for now. Actually, can we use these ones in Weisheit to attack the Dragoon? Yeah, we can. Okay, so we may as well do that, actually. Just to make sure it's as weak as possible. Hopefully it won't heal to full health again. And what I'm going to do at Weltgeist is actually build a Herald now and a Gran Exito. We're going to focus on the feed site hub. At Vespada, we're going to get the Recycler for more production. And my Manticore can just stay on alert. I'm thinking we don't go aggressive down towards Berat, we just stay defensive. So let's move up this Saber, get that into the best position. I'll set up my Prime Nana Hive. And we'll keep that Evolved CNDR there. I'm going to move up that one, and we're going to kill off this drone. The Ripper. Can keep exploring for more alien nests. This Overseer can actually head up to Demut. And the Evolved CNDR can fortify on that hill. Good. We're in a very good position, I think, at the moment. Nearly finished with Franco-Iberia, guys. Very, very nearly. It looks like a worker's already working on that tile. And is it worth upgrading this tile? You get +1 when improved with a quarry. And what is it currently? Let's see if it's even being worked. Yes, it is. Okay, so we should probably do that. Okay, let's next turn it. And of course, my Arbiter is going to get attacked by the Striker, but we will win that skirmish over time. Looks like the enemy raiders are going to do a lot of damage to my Prophet, which is not ideal at all. But they didn't kill it. So that's something. Right. That means that we can take over the settlement. As long as I weaken it first, I think. Well, let's just get some more health and then attack that settlement. I think it just destroys it and then we can just kill the Dragoon with my Whisper. Yeah, there we go. Just got rid of that outpost. Awesome. So let's now go Air Intercept. I'm going to move this Herald to Demut. And this one can Air Intercept as well. We can actually kill off the Striker if I use both the Whisper and the Arbiter, so I'm going to do that. And at Castellan, I'm now going to get the feed site hub. And at Blauwolde, we're going to get the laboratory. At Hochberg, we want the Pharma Lab. And I think getting the plus 10% work speed would be useful. So we're going to go for that. I'm not going to focus on covert agents at the moment. I don't really feel the need. Right. So both our Sabres are in range now to attack Prosperity. That means I can start moving all these Hellions towards Prosperity, along with this Prime Nana Hive, and probably the CNDR in Liqueur. And then next turn we can actually use all our heralds to attack Prosperity as well and maybe take it over. Now what would be ideal here is a canal city to help us get through. Okay. Let's possibly move on to the next turn. Things are still feeling good, I think. Still think we're in a good place. We just have to be careful because I think in the next, say, 40 turns, there is going to be a victory wonder built by at least one AI.
As Adam Smith said, trade is the lifeblood of nations.
Looks like America's already offering me peace. We're just gonna leave that for now. We don't want Uzbek. Uzbek's kind of probably out the way. Yeah, it's over here. We don't want that. The hell? What is Brasilia doing? Ah, we're damaging raiders with interception. Good. Right. We're just going to have a look around with that Arbiter. My Whisper can continue to attack Axiom now, whilst my Arbiter continues to attack the Marauder. My Sabres can both attack Prosperity. I'm going to attack with this Hellion, the Prime Nano Hive, and I'm going to move the Evolved CMBR out of range. I'm going to get my Prophet out of the settlement. We're going to set that onto alert. My Prophet can actually move back towards Demut, and I'm going to see if I can harass this cannonade. I can't. So what we're going to do is set this Herald to air intercept. My fully healed ones can actually attack that cannonade maybe. Yeah, we'll get both the fully healed ones to do so. And we're going to fortify that Overseer. This Herald could attack Prosperity this turn, but is it worth it? I think maybe it is. Let's just go for it. We're not going to be able to take it over this turn anyway, but that means we definitely can next turn. Okay, so we'll take that over and we'll peace out. That's the plan. But unfortunately, that has been my time. So we are going to leave it here. Very close to taking over Prosperity. We took over Ainsa this episode, which is awesome. We can probably buy another military unit with diplomatic capital, which is what I'm looking forward to. And I think we're putting the hurt on most of the AI nations except from Brasilia. And if we can peace out with America, we crush the Franco-Iberians, we can turn all our attention to the Brazilians, and I don't think they'll actually put up much of a fight against my walking siege line that are the Sabres. So we should be okay once I turn things around and head back towards Brasilia's direction. But for now guys, that's all, so thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.